time that it became an English colony. So this is set in the Dutch colony, New Amsterdam, right? Later known as Albany. And I could just keep going. I have it down pretty well. But it's Reader's Theater. And the theme is generosity, but Reader's Theater means they can have their scripts. And we try to do minimal props. The real way to do Reader's Theater is without even these costumes and props. But the costumes and props are so much fun that we go with it. So it's very relaxed, very casual. We don't have a curtain, so I just say curtain when it's time to start. When everybody is ready, in their places, and curtain.
In the Dutch colonial town, later known as Albany, New York, there lived a baker, Van Amsterdam, who was as honest as he could be.
Each morning he checked and balanced the scales and took great care to give his customers exactly what they paid for. Not more, not less.
Van Amsterdam's shop was always busy because people trusted him and because he was a good baker as well. And never was the shop busier than in the days before December 6th, when the Dutch celebrate St. Nicholas Day.
At that time of the year, people flocked to the baker's shop to buy his fine St. Nicholas cookies. Made of gingerbread, iced in red and white, they look just like St. Nicholas, as the Dutch know him.
Tall and thin, with a high red bishop's cap and a long red bishop's cloak.
One St. Nicholas Day morning, the baker was just ready for business when the door of the shop flew open.
In walked an old woman wrapped in a long black shawl.
I have come for a dozen of your St. Nicholas cookies.
Taking a tray, Van Amsterdam counted out 12 cookies. He started to wrap them, but the woman reached out and stopped him.
I asked for a dozen. You've given me only 12. Madam, everyone knows that a dozen is 12. Well, I say a dozen is 13. Give me one more.
Van Amsterdam was God and man to bear foolishness.
Madam, my customers get exactly what they pay for. Not more and not less. Then you may keep the cookies.
She turned to go, but stopped at the door.
Van Amsterdam, however honest you may be, your heart is small and your fist is tight. Fall again, mount again, learn how to count again.
Then she was gone. From that day, everything went wrong in Van Amsterdam's bakery.
His bread rose too high, or none at all.
His pies were sour or too sweet.
His cakes crumbled or were chewy. His cookies were burnt or doughy.
His customers soon noticed the difference. Before long, most of them were going to other bakers.
That old woman has bewitched me. Is this how my honesty is rewarded?
A year passed.
The baker grew poorer and poorer. Since he sold little, he baked little, and his shelves were nearly bare. His last few customers slipped away.
I wish St. Nicholas could help me now.
Then he closed his shop and went sadly to bed. That night, the baker had a dream. He was a boy again, one in a crowd of happy children. And there in the midst of them was St. Nicholas himself.
The bishop's white horse stood beside him, its baskets filled with gifts. Nicholas pulled one gift after another and handed them to the children.
But Van Amsterdam noticed something strange. No matter how many presents Nicholas passed out, there was always more to give.
In fact, the more he took from the baskets, the more they seemed to hold. Then Nicholas handed a gift to Van Amsterdam. It was one of the baker's own St. Nicholas cookies.
Van Amsterdam looked up to thank him, but it was no longer St. Nicholas standing there.
Smiling down at him was the old woman with the long black shawl.
Van Amsterdam awoke with a start. Moonlight shone through the half-closed shutters as he lay there thinking.
I always give my customers exactly what they paid for. Not more and not less. But why not give more?
next morning, St. Nicholas Day, the baker rose early.
He mixed his gingerbread dough and rolled it out.
He molded the shapes and baked them.
He iced them in red and white to look just like St. Nicholas. And the cookies were as fine as any he had made.
Van Amsterdam had just finished when the door flew open. In walked the old woman with the long black shawl.
I have come for a dozen of your St. Nicholas cookies.
In great excitement, Van Amsterdam counted out 12 cookies.
And one more.
In this shop, from now on, a dozen is 13. You have learned to count well. You will surely be rewarded.
She paid for the cookies and started out. But as the door swung shut, the baker's eyes seemed to play a trick on him.
He thought he glimpsed the tail end of a long red cloak.
As the old man foretold, Van Amsterdam was rewarded. When people heard he counted 13 as a dozen, he had more customers than ever.
In fact, Van Amsterdam grew so wealthy that the other bakers in town began doing the same. From there, the practice spread to other towns, and at last through all the American colonies.
And this, they say, is how 13 became the baker's dozen.
A custom common for over a century.
And alive in some places to this day.
And Curt.